Come on in, come on in. Oh, we are just getting set up. Come on in and meet Cam. We are going to get into this finally. Ted, what's up, my man? We are getting set up. We're going to get set up. I am Cam. We are getting ready for one of many, I'm assuming. But we are going to talk about who I am, how I got started, what's the tea, as they say. I am getting ready, y'all. I'm getting ready. Give me just a minute, and I am going to get started. Live from the Golden State. Listen, we are hot out here in California. My guy, the automation mastermind right here. You guys, I'm just getting signed in because I am supposed to record this on my other thing, but we having a good time. Cuzzo, what's happening with you? So we are getting started. I'm trying to log on, y'all. If I have to go out and come back in, give me a minute. I didn't anticipate this. So I'm trying to get my life together, you know, the life of a content creator and all that good stuff. But listen, we're gonna get started. Oh man, come on, give me, guys. I'm trying to get all of this set up, and of course it's giving me problems today of all days. But it is Friday. Look, happy Friday. Happy early 4th of July. This is actually a very difficult weekend for me because my father, who was my backbone, passed away on the 4th of July. So this weekend is like, it's difficult, but I decided that I'm going to jump on here. I'm going to introduce you to who I am. I tend to stay out of the view. You see my page, my business page, the Apostille Academy, kind of, you know, taking off. Thank y'all to everybody who has supported. Thank you to everybody who's purchased the course. I absolutely appreciate you. And so this, you know, I wanted to do this. I'm like, you know, my team's been saying, hey, you have to get on camera more. And I'm more of a like behind the scenes person. Like I don't like everybody in my business, but you know, it comes with the territory. So I decided today, because like I say, this is the day that, the weekend that my father passed away. And I think, you know, at this point, what I'm doing with my life and just the direction that it's going and all of the amazing things that are happening, I would probably be his wildest dream. So I was like, you know what, what's a better day than July 1st? We're going to celebrate his passing on the 4th, which is going to be pretty dope. And so I was like, I'm going to jump on and meet everybody. So I am Cam. Thank you to everyone who's joining in. I'm Cam. Essentially, I am the Apostille Queen. And I got that name from my mentor, but, who am I, right? So let's just jump into it. Let's see. Who am I? I am many things, right? So I came into this notary industry. Like that's how I actually got started in apostilles. That's how I jumped into this industry. After I resigned from one of my many dream jobs, right? So I'm one of those people, like I get a good job and then they get to acting with the shit and I'll be like, I'm done. I'm done. I never was good in corporate America, but I started my career in healthcare. I started in healthcare. I was a medical biller and coder. So, you know, I was always kind of in that industry, but like the the bureaucracy, right? The corporate structure, all of that, I never did well in. I am one, like, I work hard and I go super, super, super hard in the paint. But then there's times where it's like, if you're being, if you're not appreciated, you're done. That's me. That's who I am. So I've always known that I probably needed to be a business owner. I just didn't know how to get started, right? So back in 2015, I think I started my first business. And I have a special needs daughter. She is now 16. And so at that time, I was trying to finish school and trying to like work, and I needed her to get to her therapy appointments. So my first company was actually a Helping Hands kids van, right? So it was actually a van, which is something like hop, skip, drive, Uber for kids, where, you knew who was going to be driving your kids. They just transported your kids from one place to another. Y'all, I started the business, but because I had no idea what the hell I was doing as far as business was concerned, and I'm sorry, y'all, let me introduce you to Camm. Camm does cuss every once in a while, right? But I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have mentors. I didn't have people in my family who had essentially run businesses. Like, my family was essentially workers. They all pretty much worked for the government. And so they had good jobs, good benefits, but being a business owner wasn't their thing. So I didn't know how to stay with that. And y'all, do you know how hurt I was when I saw Uber launch and I saw something like Hop, Skip, Drive launch, and I saw it and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, right now, had I just stayed in it, had I reached out, had I done what I did with this Apostille business, like, I'm sure I would be like a multi-millionaire right now, but I didn't. And so that is essentially what kind of brought me into coaching. But that was my first business. And so, then I went back to work. I got a job as a family resource navigator, which is essentially I was helping other special needs parents to access services and supports for their special needs children. And I loved that job, y'all. I felt like, finally, I have like my career in addition to, like my passion. And I was like, this is it. Right. I'm a daddy's girl. I'm talking to the comments too, y'all. I'm not crazy, y'all. But some people might tell you I am, but that's not my problem. That's their business, right? But I'm a daddy's girl. I love my daddy to my heart. But so with that business, I was like, okay. In that industry, I felt like this is perfect for me. Like, this is how I'm going to finally get the career that I wanted, in addition to, being a mom, being a special needs mom. And I thought that was it. It was a nonprofit, and, they were like, and then I realized like a few years in, like, damn, I'm just the black face. Like, they sent me on all the black projects. Like, I had to talk to all the black parents, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what the hell? Like, this is not what I signed up for. And one thing about Camm is like, I go hard until I don't. And when I park, it's like, I'm parked. I don't know you no more. I ain't never seen you before in my life, walk straight by you. So I was like, this doesn't work for me. I totally left that company. And so, but what I can say is all of my careers, being in healthcare, being in the nonprofit, like doing the whole special needs thing, because that was so personal to me, right? Like, my baby being born with special needs, that was personal. So I gave that like 170%. And when I look back, they were paying me like $20 an hour. I'm like, what is this? And with all the drama, I was like, I'll cancel it. I'm done. So I got into a certain income level, right, where I was comfortable with making that money. So my lifestyle made that money, and I needed to replace it. So this was in 2018. And again, y'all, if y'all just joining, I'm Camm. I am the owner of the Apostille Academy, some other businesses, and I am the Apostille Queen. My team has been bothering me to say, hey, they need to get to know you as a person. And so I am here introducing you to myself, right? And so this is what this intro is. Just get to know me. This is who I am. This is how I rock. So back to this. So I was in 2018. I resigned from that job. I was, I was just like, I'm not going back to not having. So I was like, I need to replace this money. And luckily it was $20 an hour, right? So when I calculated that, after everything, that all my expenses, like the traveling, the commuting, and I lived like 40 minutes away. I had daycare costs, all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I really sat down and ran those numbers, I was making like $1,000 a month. And that's a lot of things that we don't realize as employees. It's like, we really ain't making no money, because once you finish commuting, once you put the time in, once you give them their 40 hours plus your commute back home, you have like, what, a day in your house? That wasn't working for me. So I started researching, like, how do I make this money? Like, I'm like, okay, I want 60 grand. All right, I need to replace that in addition to what I got going on. I came across loan signing agent. So when I was looking at loan signing agent, I was like, okay, this works. This is cool. I'm gonna figure this out, right? The taxes, all of that tech, right? The foolishness, the shenanigans. So I'm like, okay, the loan signing agent. And I was also a member of the Black Business School at that time, taught by Dr. Boyce Watkins. So I remembered, like, this is how crazy life works. Like, sometimes you never know what is going to come into play for you. So I was a member of that, and I was in the financial freedom program with Julian Jordan. And I was like, I need to get this money. I need to get off of this thing, because we just talked about, I'm not the greatest employee. Like, once you cross me, I'm done. Like, I don't do it no more. I'm not doing it no more. So I was on that quest already, and I saw Andre Hatchett. He taught a class on notary, and I listened to it. I saw it, but I never paid it no mind. I went on to it. I went through the other things. At that time, I was heavy trying to get into the cannabis industry, which ultimately happened for me courtesy, you know what I'm saying? But it took some time, courtesy of this notary business, right? But so I saw Andre. And so when I went to looking for loan signing agent, he popped into my mind. This was years later. This was like 2-3 years later. And this is how life works. This is how life lines up. So if you're not where you want to be right now, look at me and let me tell you, like, I ain't no superstar. I'm nobody. I'm just a humble ass young lady trying to make this thing work. And like I say, trying to change the trajectory of my family. My family has worked all their life. My grandmother, single mom, 4 kids. She made that shit happen. My early life, that's what I was, single mom, making it happen. So I'm trying to change that trajectory. That's all I'm trying to do in this life. Like, enjoy these things, be able to travel when I want to, and just do the things that really are important to me. So that's how I vibe. So my whole process, I looked up Andre. Okay. Y'all, check this out. I quit my job May something. Dre had an in-person training in Oakland, California, which is where I come from, right? July. What's the odds of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is how life lines up. If you just trust the process, I'm telling you, this is how life lines up. So when I get on here teaching to y'all, like, this is what I do, this is how I do it, this shit didn't just happen overnight. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to cuss. Well, yeah, I am. This is Camm. Welcome. But you know what I'm saying? Like, this is how I rock. It didn't just happen for me overnight. It didn't just numbers like she hit this, she hit that, baby. I built that.